Hey everybody, PJ back with Watch Trading Academy, and today on this episode we are going to be looking at my actual watch collection. These are watches that I've been collecting over the last 2 years that are not for sale and my personal favorite pieces. Now, you may have seen me talk or discuss some of these watches. As you always know, here on the channel I put my money where my mouth is, so many of the watches that I've talked about are watches that I personally own for myself and choose to wear. Now, every watch in this box is basically a watch that I would wear on a daily basis and switch back and forth depending on outfits, where I'm going, and so on and so forth. So today, we're gonna talk about not only the personal watches that I've chose to purchase for myself, and also a little bit about why I feel like these are the best of their type and why they just really matter to me. So the first watch we're gonna actually talk about is the one right on my wrist, which is one of my favorite watches of all time, the Bubba Watson RM. The Bubba Watson RM is a beautiful all white ceramic case RM, and one of my favorite watches of all time because I really like color. It's for those of you that know me or have been in my garage, you know how much I like art, colors, and everything in between, and that is why this watch just means so much to me. It's just such an interesting and creative and exciting design, and of course color, that it just can kind of match with everything, but at the same time, it makes a statement that those that know what it is, it looks playful, that those that do not, and in general, it looks really good in photos. So I really enjoy this watch, and is one of my personal RMs that is not going to go anywhere anytime soon. Now, values on these RMs are now upwards of $400,000, and so it makes sense for it to stay here. The second watch we're going to take a look at here in my personal collection is the Offshore Royal Oak Brick. This is the latest edition of the brick lineup for AP. This is called the Beast Blue Dial. So the Beast Dial was very limited and recently has come out basically as an homage to the older Beast Dial, but this is a brand new watch with a really, really beautiful open case back. And you'll see that it's absolutely gorgeous, and I love this watch. Now, the best part about this new type of brick is that you know how difficult it is to remove AP bands, but this watch comes off with just 2 clicks here. See, boom, it's off, and you can get it on rubber or leave it as a brick, so either a brick or half brick. And it's just a really interesting watch because the big thing with AP is that it's just really annoying and really hard to get the actual watch to switch straps, right? All right, so the next watch we're taking a look at is actually a watch I've had for a while, and I was really fortunate to have bought one of these for 100 grand. Its current value is now 400,000 as well, between 350 to 4 to be exact. This is an Openwork 41mm rose gold, one of my favorite watches of all time. So this is the Royal Oak, a little bit thinner as you can see than the Offshore. Just a very, very pretty, like lighter and skinnier brick. Now, full skeleton, inside out, and just absolutely striking. I was very lucky to get this early on the market. Was very cheap on them. It is still one of the best holding values in the market, one of the hardest watches to get, and one of the ones that I enjoy wearing the most, along with my Bubba and Paddock, which we're going to talk about as well. The next watch in the collection is one that I've actually never worn once, not out anyways. It's a very gaudy watch and one that you don't expect to wear, but rather collect because of its immense value. At some point, these have gone up over $800,000. This is a Rolex Rainbow. Now, this is one of the newer dials with the full diamonds on the inside, and quite beautiful if you ask me in person, but very hard to match with any type of outfit or anything, which is why it's more of a watch box type of watch than it is an actual watch you get to wear. On the Daytona side, which I really love the Daytona, but you know, originally I thought the Daytonas were very small for my wrist, but over time I've gotten used to it. And so the next Daytona that is in my personal collection is the John Mayer green dial. This is a yellow gold green dial watch that originally was $30,000. Currently trades a little bit under 100. At some point it was as high as 120. These are fantastic watches, like just fantastic, and I think in the long term will be a very collectible and outstanding Daytona model, which is why I have it, and I actually enjoy wearing it a lot, so you'll see me wear that a lot throughout the day. Now, another green watch, there's actually 3 green watches in my box. This is the second one. This is a very, very cool watch, and one that just people don't know how to react to. This is a green khaki 5968G. This is a white gold Paddock 2022 model. Very, very pretty watch in person, very sporty and very yacht-like if you're on a boat or anything. It just works really well. The white gold and the green works beautifully, and I wish Paddock made this in a rose. It would be an instant like winner for me, because rose and green, especially in this tone of green, would be striking. So maybe something in the future they might do. These also come in blue. The greens are rarer and more expensive. Currently trades a little bit over $200,000, but an interesting watch nonetheless, one that I enjoy wearing on a more casual basis. The only thing with this green is there's so much green, it's hard to match it to everything. So today I'm wearing a blue shirt, it would have not really matched. Another green Rolex here in the collection is the Olive Day-Date Rose and Olive Dial. Very popular watch on the Day-Date models and one of the more sought after Day-Dates. Now, I'm not a big Day-Date guy, but this is just beautiful, especially the contrast of the olive and the rose. And I think in the long term, these will also go up. They're currently trading in the 70s, and which is pretty good. It's like almost 2 times MSRP. But the main thing with these watches is that in the long term, I think they'll do really well as well. So I've kept one in my watch box, but it's not a watch that I wear too often. And then last, not quite the last one before the last one, is this very heavy, it's not stainless, it's a platinum Day-Date blue dial with the blue Roman numerals, one of the rarest versions of the Day-Date Platinum, and even rarer because of its blue Roman numerals here throughout, and just a really beautiful and exciting version of the watch. And again, I like things that are harder to get, as you guys know, which is why I enjoy this watch very, very much. Very heavy, much heavier than the gold versions. And one of the reasons I like these Day-Dates with the blue is that there aren't a lot of watches on the market with this baby bluish, Tiffany-ish blue. And that's something that I enjoy a lot because I wear a lot of blues. So this works very well for me, especially when I wear accessories like Louis shoes that don't have gold buckles. Then this works just as well. White gold or, of course, platinum can always do it. And then last but certainly not least, the big monster, the big one, and the more expensive Paddock on the market today, the 5990 1R rose gold. This is basically the boss watch for Paddock. This is a very heavy $100,000 MSRP watch that currently trades for about $400. In its past, this has traded as high as $700, so it's a pretty exciting and beautiful design. This is the newest of the Paddock, so you'll see the blue dial, the beautiful case back, and again, a very interesting push past the 5980. Now, I had a 5980 that I basically sold and bought myself a 5990 for me personally. I've sold both models several times, but I think the 5980 is just very common these days, and the 5990 has just done a beautiful job of taking its place as kind of the king Paddock. So that is basically an inside look into my own personal watch collection. These are watches that I wear on the daily, on the regular, and constantly swap back and forth. Now, someone has asked me once, well, isn't everything for sale? And as you know, as I teach in Watch Trading Academy, the art of basically buying, trading, and investing in watches. And don't forget, anyone with less than $1,000 access to a post office and a computer can click the link in the description, take the free training on learning why watches are one of the best asset class investment in the market, and why, despite everything crashing like crypto, and everything else crashing like stock market and everything else, watches still remain one of the best investments out there, long and short term. So if you don't or aren't playing in this game or don't understand why someone would have, $2.5 million in watches as part of his day-to-day collection, if not, I think there's a lot more than that actually, I think it's like almost $3 million, then you need to learn these basic ideas right in the training, in the link in the description below. But for everybody else, make sure you like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and I will catch you next time in another Watch Trading Academy video.